Something massive is happening right now in the world of software. You know that old idea that you have to be this expert coder to build anything real? Well, that idea is fading, fast. The game is changing, and AI is literally writing the new rules. In this explainer, we're going to break down how we can now go from just a simple idea, a prompt, to a finished, working product.
Yeah, check out this quote from a developer, Ariel Phoenix. It just perfectly captures the magic of what's going on. This is a real app. I didn't write a single line of code. I mean, it sounds like something out of a movie, right? Building a whole complex application without typing any code yourself. But it's not science fiction. It's happening right now. So what exactly did she build?
She built a recipe saver app. And look, this wasn't just some little toy project. We're talking about the real deal. An application with an actual database to store all the recipes, separate user accounts so you can sign up and have your own private stuff, and even photo uploads. This is the kind of thing that, not very long ago, would have taken a whole team of developers days, maybe even weeks, to put together.
And get this, she did the whole thing in 25 minutes. The way she worked is, well, it's totally different from old school development. First, she just installed a database assistant, basically a tool that handles all the complicated database setup for her. Next, she just wrote out a really detailed prompt explaining exactly what she wanted the app to do. And then the magic part. She just hit run on an AI agent, which took her prompt and did everything else on its own.
I mean, the result is just mind-blowing. A completely functional application powered by a database, ready to go, all from a text prompt in a matter of minutes. This is way more than just speeding up coding. It's a whole new way of thinking. Which, of course, leads to the big question, what is the tech that makes this even possible?
Exactly. That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? For an AI to do something this useful, it can't just be sitting there isolated writing code in a box. It has to reach out and connect to the real world, to things like databases, APIs, you name it. So how on earth does it connect to everything so easily?
Well, the secret sauce is this new technology called the Model Context Protocol, or MCP for short. The easiest way to think about it is like a universal language for AIs and other software. It's an open standard, meaning anyone can use it, and it lets any AI model talk to any external tool without needing someone to build a custom, one-off connection every single time.
This is the perfect way to think about it. Before MCPs, it was a total nightmare. Like that drawer you have that's full of 100 different chargers for every gadget you've ever owned. A complete mess. But with MCPs, it's like we finally have a USB-C charger for everything. It's one simple, standard plug that just works, letting any tool connect to any AI.
Okay, so the MCP is the plug. It's the universal connector. Got it. But just having the right plug isn't enough, right? The AI needs to be smart enough to understand what you want, figure out that it needs to use a tool, and then know exactly how to use that plug to make it happen. So what's the brain behind the operation?
That part is called function calling. And yeah, this really is the brain of the whole thing. It's what lets the AI listen to you say something in plain English, like, schedule a meeting for me, and then translate that into a perfectly structured command that another piece of software, like your calendar, can instantly understand and act on.
Let's walk through a super simple example. So you say something totally normal, like schedule a meeting about Q3 planning. The AI brain, let's say it's Gemini, hears that, and it instantly knows, aha, they need the calendar tool. Then it creates this perfect little piece of code, a function call. Your calendar app sees that command, runs it, and reports back, done. And boom, the meeting's on your calendar. It's this incredible, seamless bridge between how we talk and how machines work.
Okay, so this is where it gets really interesting, because we're not just talking about little recipe apps or scheduling meetings anymore. This new way of building software is being used to solve some of the oldest, hardest problems in engineering, the kinds of problems that developers have been wrestling with for years.
Check out this real-world problem from a developer on a forum. They built a tool, and now their client wants to turn it into a product they can sell to lots of different people. And right away, this brings up a massive classic challenge. How do you make absolutely sure that customer A can never, ever see customer B's private information? This is known as the multi-tenancy problem.
Look, to pull this off, you have to juggle a bunch of really tricky things. You've got to make sure one customer's data is totally walled off from another's. You need rock-solid security rules. And, maybe most importantly, you have to build it so you can add your 1,000th customer just as easily as you added your first. All while managing things like how much each customer is allowed to use the system. It's a genuinely tough nut to crack.
And this all comes down to good design, good architecture. The easy way, the wrong way, would be to just copy-paste your entire app for every single new customer. That's a total security nightmare, and it's incredibly expensive. But the smart way, the professional way, is to build one system that uses a special tag, like a tenant ID, for each customer. That little tag acts like a key, making sure the system always shows the right data to the right person every single time.
So, what does this all mean? What's the big takeaway here? It means the definition of coding itself is changing. It's not just about knowing a programming language anymore. Your ability to write a clear, detailed, well-structured prompt is now just as important. Your prompt is the new source code.
And hey, if the prompt is the new code, then the most important skill you can have is orchestration. It's about being an architect. It's about knowing how to design these smart, scalable systems. It's about picking the right tools, like MCH, and figuring out how to structure your prompts to solve these big, complex problems. It's less about being the violinist and more about being the conductor of the whole symphony.
And all of this leads to one final, really powerful thought. For so long, the biggest thing standing between a great idea and a real product was just a mountain of code. Now, that mountain is basically turning into a hill. So, if the main barrier isn't technical skill anymore, but just the quality of your idea and how well you can describe it, what will you create?